A warm welcome back to the Forensics Detailing channel. Do not forget to hit subscribe. Today we are going to be reviewing a new product to market, which is a reactive fallout remover wheel cleaner called Reactor All Wheel Cleaner from Turtle Wax in this 1 litre offering with this Opus spray trigger, a nice kind of bottle with good grip handle, quite a bit on the thin side the bottle though, with a lovely shiny label, which costs around £18 per litre, and you can buy it from the Turtle Wax store, or I believe you can also get it in Halfords. To give you a quick comparison, guys, the Built Hamber Auto Wheel product costs $14.95 a litre in the UK. So that is a very strong price. And this is our kind of #1 ranked and recommended reactive fallout remover. And it's what I tend to test everything against. And part of the problem is always when we come up against this price comparison, Built Hamber tends to win. And then when we test the reactive element of these products, the fallout remover element, Built Hamber tends to react quicker. And we know that the reaction is the oxide FeO2, the rust layer of ferrous components, turning into iron thioglycolic oxide, which is water soluble and purple. So the quicker you get a purple bleed and the more purple bleed you get is indicative of more reactivity, and more reactivity is more rust being converted. Fast reactivity, strong, vivid purple reactivity, good sign. Slow reactivity, milder, pinker reactivity, bad sign. Okay, in terms of the fallout element. If you go into Halfords as well, Autoglim have an all-wheel cleaner which costs $18.99 per litre, which is a reactive fallout remover. And I think I have used it. I don't know. I think I have used it. I should know. But it gives you an idea that if you go to Halfords, it's £1 cheaper than the Autoglim, which is good for Halfords shoppers, the guys that are not buying online, but not as good as this in terms of price. Now, let's just have a look at this product, guys, because I like to go through and digest all of the important stuff. Let's have a look how they describe this product. Iron reactive wheel cleaner for all types of wheels. Now, I take umbrage to the next bit because I'm pedantic. Iron dissolving. That's a false statement. Ingredient reacts with baked on iron particles to render them water soluble for easy rinse removal. That's not a true statement as well. It will not react with iron particles. I found that out to my own dismay. If you go and buy iron particles, that's Fe powder, okay? If you spray fallout remover onto Fe powder, which is pure iron, nothing happens because they only dissolve the oxide layer of iron. So I always take umbrage when they say iron dissolving, because I get what they mean. But if you understand that they only dissolve the oxide layer and shrink it to help removal, then you can utilize the products better. So I like it when brands really give good information on how these work. Premium grade. Surfactants remove the toughest grime, traffic film and general soil. Okay, just soils. pH balanced for safe, regular use on wheel material and finished. Well, pH balanced is not going to mean that the pH level is not going to guarantee whether this product can be used regularly or can't be regularly. You can't infer much from the pH. This could have some really strong caustic alkalines in it, but the pH could be balanced more by using some other materials which lower it down to, say, pH 8 or something, or close to pH neutral, but it could still be quite an aggressive chemical that you would want to be mindful of potentially on plastics and acrylic lacquers and chrome trims and stuff. So the industry does like to promote a pH balance thing as being better. No, it's just an industry thing. You have to understand each material in this blend of surfactants. A blend of surfactants makes a detergent blend, okay? So I get what they're saying. Maybe I'm being over pedantic, but I always just give you my thoughts, okay? The example I give is pure rubbing alcohol, or IPA, is pH 7, completely pH neutral. If you put it on soft clear coat neat, you could damage that clear coat in heat and swell it permanently and really do some damage. But it's pH neutral. So what does that tell you? The chemical function of the material is more important than the pH level. What does the pH level actually mean? What does it do? Go and Google it. Now, the next thing is the label. The instructions for this product are right down here in English. And they're a pain to get to. They're a real pain to get to, and you got to get all your fingers sticky, and this bottle could have all liquid all running down it and stuff. So the instructions, very important things in English, I think, should take priority to all of this, and you should be able to fit it in. But they've made a decision not to. So really, they've got more preamble on here on what it is. We've already been told this on the front of the bottle. So here I'd rather see instructions so I don't have to peel this back because this can get a bit messy. I do understand they've got all the different languages, and that's a challenge to get that on the bottle, and I'm not saying I could do any better, but I would have just made the decision that I want the instructions on the back. Let's have a look at these instructions. Brake dust composed primarily of iron particles from brake discs, from brake pads and discs, bonds stubbornly to wheels, making it hard to remove with acidic, alkaline or standard cleaners. Again, I take a little bit of umbrage to that because an acid is the most effective remover of bonded resin from brake dust build-up, in my opinion. But yes, some acid cleaners will struggle to remove them, but the right one will be the most effective way for certain types of alloys, in my opinion. But that statement is true of just pure alkaline surfactants. Alkaline surfactants tend to make good degreasers, but they're not good for breaking down materials which aren't kind of easily soluble. They don't have an acidic function, a corrosive function that will shrink solid particles. So alkalines tend to be better degreasers and stuff like that, or standard cleaners. Reactor's active ingredients react with bake-on iron particles. Again, not strictly a true statement. They do not react with iron particles in any way, shape or form, making them water soluble for easy rinsing. Added premium grade surfactants remove tough grime, road film and dirt. Always test on discrete area of wheel. Great to put that in there. It's a good little note. Like the barrel, for example. Do not let the formula dry. Great advice, because you can risk with these, especially if they dry on plastics or material that's not sort of like a smooth surface. They can sort of like bed on, and you can get this white film over them, especially in high temperatures. Best results can be achieved with the use of a pressure washer. So that's also a really good tip. Spray generously all over the wheel surface. Wait for the colour reaction, 3 to 5 minutes. Contact time is advised. Rinse thoroughly with a pressure washer. For extremely dirty wheels, apply again and agitate with a brush before rinsing. They have nailed the instructions. Congratulations. I like to follow instructions verbatim, and I could go through and follow those instructions verbatim, and they're wise instructions. They're well written. There's no typos in them. And it gives me the option to just spray them on like a lot of guys will, you know, that are not into the detailing, and just blast them off with a jet washer and think, well, that's done a cracking job. Or, you know, when a really filthy alloy wheel, you need to go and make contact. So they've given you the option there, which means they understand that these can't always contactlessly perfectly clean. All of their health and safety warnings are on the bottle labels, which is good news. And that looks like a QR code for, you know, perhaps more information, I think. So there we go, guys. Generally good. I love the fact when they've got, you know, dates on when they're, is that a date? 2-4, yeah, 20, is that when it's filled? I don't know. Anyway, let's get on with this, guys. Now, the bad news, the Reactor product from Turtle Wax does not react as quickly as Built Hamber Auto Wheels. The whole reason for me making this video is in the comments of another side-by-side test I did. Commenter Stan Austin said that the new Turtle Wax Reactor outreacts the Built Hamber product, and I replied back saying that it doesn't. It doesn't. It was very unlikely, and he said it does. I've tested them. Stan, sorry, it doesn't. Okay. it gives it a good run for its money. So what have I done? I did a track day yesterday, I brought the car back and I tested these on my rear alloy wheel with lots of track brake dust on there. Neither of them reacted that quickly. I was sort of scratching my head because they normally, you know, like the built handle will light up really quick and it was slow and the turtle wax was slow. The built handle just started reacting quicker and then the turtle wax sort of came in. I thought this is unusual. Then I thought about it. What is the reason? We've explained why, that these react with rust, and it was fresh brake dust from a dry track day yesterday. So all that brake dust hasn't had a chance to corrode yet and oxidise and turn sort of brown or just generate more corrosion and rust in that brake. You know, where the brake dust is black and it's been built up for months, these wheel reaction products will light up a lot quicker. So, but from that first quick test I could do, the built handle reacted quicker still. It didn't matter which product I used to then go on to clean the wheel on my alloy wheel, which is all coated and protected. The brake just came off with the products, both of them, you know, both spotlessly clean. It just peeled the dirt off. Brilliant. But it wasn't a proper test. So I went round to Danny's house. He has a filthy Volkswagen that he never cleans the alloy wheels on. I did the side-by-side 10 squirts on the rear wheel. The built hamber product started reacting quicker than the turtle wax product when we go half and half 10 sprays. The turtle wax product wasn't far behind. It wasn't far behind, and it also kind of came good and came pretty purple, but just doesn't light up as vividly and as quickly and as sort of like saturated as the built hamber product lights up. Then we went on to use them on the front wheels, putting 20 sprays, so liberal spraying as it says on the instructions, all over a filthy, dirty alloy wheel, and filmed them, and again did the same for both, and the built hamber product lights up a lot quicker. Perhaps not more vividly, but just lights up quicker, gets going quicker, the reactivity starts. I will say the built hamber product, after about 3 minutes, something like that, does dry quicker than the turtle wax product, and we've seen that with other tests as well. So the built hamber product lights up quickly, very powerful, very vivid, but then it can dry. So you want to get the built hamber before it always starts to dry, and that could be a bit quicker than some of the other products. So you need to be aware of that, but I like the quickness. There was another thing. Once we'd put these products on the car, and then I go and rinse off just under low pressure so it's consistent and I'm not too reliant on seeing what the pressure washer's doing. Both the products did a good job at getting all some of the dirt off, but they were so bad, these alloy wheels, that neither of them would ever get them clean without contact. When I went in and contact cleaned them, the built hamber side, the baked on stuff that was left after the rinse, it cut through it. It was softer and like you could feel it kind of, it was more soluble. When you worked it with the brush, you didn't need to do as many passes to get back to the clean alloy as you did on the turtle wax side. So it just required, say, 5 or 6 scrubs with that big chunky brush that 3 lighter scrubs did with the built hamber. So it seemed to have more cut on the dirt, in my opinion. I then just went on to reapply the turtle wax product back over the wheel and just give it a good scrub and see how well it did. The turtle wax product has thick surfactants in it that foam up, and you can kind of clean the wheel at the same time as you're doing the alloy wheel, which I'll always do, you know. Yeah, and I thought it's a really, really good product, but I just can't beat around the bush. It's not quite as good as auto wheels, and it's more expensive. And I feel like with Turtle Wax, I can say that to them as a brand, and they're a mature brand. They can take criticism and they can decide if they want to go and have a look and see if I'm talking a load of nonsense. And perhaps, you know, because it's okay for brands to go and buy other brands' products and test them. They'll all do that. So, you know, I would go and buy some of this, do some of the reaction tests I've done on really dirty alloys, see how the dirt peels off under a brush with the Auto Wheels product versus the Turtle Wax product, and see if you agree or disagree with me. If this is the benchmark, and it's known to be the benchmark, isn't it? It's not just me saying that this is the benchmark. I think everyone knows this is the benchmark. If this is the benchmark 10 out of 10, then this is, I would say, an 8 out of 10. Their price point is fantastic for an American brand in the UK. It's a competitive, well-priced product. In America, it may even be cheaper. And I bet, knowing what I know with the built hamper prices in America, I'm not sure if you can get that in America, but it will probably be cheaper, relatively, you know. So it's done well to be competitive at £18 in the UK. It is a good product. It does react fast. It does have powerful wheel cleaners in there, but in my opinion, it's just slightly outperformed by the Auto Wheel product. Let me know if you've tried both. If you've got Auto Wheels, I'd encourage you to go and try that one. Repeat the tests that I've done, see if you get the same results. See if you agree or you disagree. The thing I like about Turtle Wax is, my history of Turtle Wax was back in the day when I was a young man. That's a long time ago. They were one of the few brands that were around, and I didn't use their products as much as Auto Glim and Maguire's because it was all green bottle stuff. I didn't like their hard shell paste wax particularly. I thought it was hard to buff, you know, it was hard. It went hard, and it wasn't that hydrophobic, and it just didn't look good in that plastic pot. And I just felt the Auto Glim and the Maguire's were slightly more premium. And I think they were. I think that's a fair comment. But about 4 or 5 years ago, Turtle Wax really upped their game. In the UK, they released a line of products called Hybrid, not Hybrid Solutions. It was just Hybrid. There was only 3 or 4 products in them. And I stumbled across this blue bottle rinse wax, which was such a powerful product. And you could get it for 3 or 4 quid for a bottle. And it outperformed everything on the market. And it was a fraction of the price. And that's always what I thought Turtle Wax should be aiming to do, is just like match the performance of other companies but beat them on price, and that's what they kind of represented to me. And then they kind of ditched that Hybrid line and released the Hybrid Solutions that we know about, and we featured it on the channel about 4 years ago, something like that. And at this point, I think when they had the Hybrid Solutions line brought out, they started to establish a good reputation again for being able to produce products which are powerful. And I think that's the thing to not misunderstand about Turtle Wax. They can do potency, they can do beading, they can do durability, they can do very good value. Look at products like Seal and Shine, 22 quid for 5 litres. It's absolutely fantastic. That's what they need to be doing, because that product has market leading durability perhaps for a spray wax, or it's known to be up there, isn't it, in the shout, and that's one of the reasons I have it. So market-leading performance with durability of a spray wax and market-leading value for money. And that's why that comes number 1 when I do these tests, and it's there on my shelf. This one outperforms it, and that's why that's number 1. And that's how I roll on this particular channel. That's how I roll. What else was I trying to say? Yeah, other products in the Hybrid Solutions line, like the ceramic spray wax, I thought was a good product. Then they bolted on the Hybrid Solutions Pro line on the side and rebranded it all again in black, and it looked really snazzy. But at that point, I feel that it's starting to get overcomplicated, and you're in danger of reinventing the wheel, or reinvented the wheel cleaner, which is something that I think the big brands go through. And this is another really interesting subject for the people that are interested in talking about the interesting things. The interesting things is I see there's 2 types of ways to sell products, and parts of the industry get caught up in releasing products to sell products. And I've seen it happen with brands like Maguire's and Chemical Guys. They'll release an entire range, a new range with a new design, new logos and new style, like the Art Deco line that Maguire's had. And they'll sell some products, and eventually no one then turns to that product, so they go back to their core kind of favourites within their range, and then that product line eventually gets withdrawn, maybe, or maybe doesn't. You can still get it online. The danger is I would not try and fall into that category of brand that ever tries to sell through releasing products and saying, here's a new product line, here's a new product line, because you only get a little pulse of sales and then it dips off. I think that's from my experience of like doing social media and stuff. The way I would try and do it, and I don't have all the answers, and yes, Turtle Wax has been in business for hundreds of years, for decades and decades, and they know things about selling car cleaning products to the mass market that I don't know, so I'm not trying to teach them how to suck eggs. But in my opinion, and the way I work, is in every product category is a chance to stamp your name as a brand in that category as the market leading product. And you do whatever it takes to get to that stage. And Turtle Wax have done it with a few products, spray waxes, which they're very strong on. They're there. And I've said this to Turtle Wax that I feel like in the UK, the whole detailing scene is looking for like the best pre-wash, the best contact wash shampoo, the best clay bar, the best fallout remover, and what is the one that everyone is talking about as being the best? And you've got to be up there and have your name in the mix and have people saying that is the best. And beyond that, you can't just have people saying it's the best, because there's always people that are going to say everything's the best. You know, it has to be the best and it has to be demonstrable to the people that buy it. When that happens, then you get sales through word of mouth, through real recommendations, and then the people that buy it are like, crikey, yeah, it is the best. That's the best I've used. That's good. And when you do that, I think your brand gets into... When you do that, but you also offer good retail price sizing and good bulk price sizing on those offerings, you're there. You can offer your retail size offerings on the shelf of Halfords where you're less likely to offer bulk, and offer your bulk stuff online and ship it all, you know, or courier it, as we say in the UK. Cover both bases and do it with a simple line of products that are market leading, and you don't have to keep launching. Word of mouth, recommendations by people, etc., will make your product go viral. So there's my opinion. I hope I hope this comes across as a kind of, you know, respectful opinion of your product. An 8 out of 10, very good. If I was out of fallout remover and I couldn't order this online, I'd be straight down to Halfords and I'd probably buy that. I haven't tested it against the Autoglym one. I don't know, but I would happily buy that and use it. But no, it's not as reactive, and no, it doesn't cut dirt and embedded wheel dirt as well as the Auto Wheel product. That's based on one test as well. So could there be inaccuracies? Possibly. Have I missed any other things? I'm not sure I have. Take care. Bye for now.